Franklin TV Sports presents Franklin High School Girls Lacrosse. Today, it's a battle of Hockomock undefeated teams as the Franklin High Panthers, with a record of 5-0 in the league and 5-4 overall, take on the Warriors of King Philip Regional, who come across town with a record of 7-3 overall and also 5-0 in the Hockomock League. Hi, neighbors, and welcome to Piscini Stadium on a beautiful, beautiful spring day. Bright sunshine, not a cloud in the sky, temperature about 58 degrees, not much of a wind at the moment. I'm Pete Royce, and I'll be calling all the exciting action of this game between two big rivals, Franklin and King Philip. Working alongside our producer and our director, our technologist today is Meredith Robertson. Franklin, a bit of on a downslope here in the last 5 games. They've lost 4 out of 5. But talking to Coach Kristen Igo-Garino before the game, she said those 4 losses were against the top teams in the state, like Westwood, Wellesley, and Weymouth, and also the top team in Rhode Island, Moses Brown High School. So those were 4 losses after Franklin opened the season with 4 wins. 4 losses, 4 wins, 4 losses, and then a win just 2 days ago at North Attleboro as Franklin bounced back from that mini losing streak by defeating North Attleboro 12-3. So they're a perfect 5-0 on the season. For King Philip, coached by Courtney Webster, they opened up with 6 straight wins, then they lost 3 in a row, and then they won their last one against Mansfield. That's a Hockomock undefeated record of also 5-0. Their losses at home to Walpole, non-conference game, home to Natick, non-conference game, and away at Needham, a non-conference game in Franklin. And King Philip lost that one 11-5. We're ready to go here in this one. The officials are Matt Merton and Brian Ferris. Talked to Matt before the game. He never worked a lacrosse game with Brian Ferris, and the two teams are ready for the opening face-off at midfield. With the draw for the Panthers is going to be Emily Carney, and it's KP that comes out quick with it. KP into the offensive zone. Maisie Streisman is in goal for Franklin. A whistle and a violation and a free start for King Philip. This is going to be a good look for the Warriors. Early on, Brian Ferris making the call. And KP will start, and they won't attack. They'll send it around. Now inside, the shot there is a goal. I believe that went in. It did. So KP did not use the opening free start for the attack on net, but they passed it around and then they put one home and they lead it 1-0. So KP scores at 11:22. Did not get a good look on who that scorer was, but KP has it just 38 seconds into the game. The draw again, it's going to be for Franklin again, Emily Carney. And once again, the Warriors come away with it. We'll give you the starting lineups as we have time to do so. KP working it down low near the Franklin net. KP moving it around. Now they go from right to left and now baseline. They're going to take it on the invert behind the net. They lead it 1-0 early on here from beautiful Piscini Stadium. No place to go with it. Ball on the turf picked up by a Warrior. And backpedaling it out for KP is going to be Nicole McDonald. McDonald hands it down. It goes behind the net. Now taken out by KP. To the top. Holding, now finding some space, trying to get a shot off. A whistle and a violation against KP. So the Warriors will go on defense really for the first time so far with 2 minutes gone here in this game. 1-0. KP with the lead. Last year, Franklin defeated KP. They only play once per season, unless they meet in the playoffs, which is always a possibility. Franklin goes to the back line. Haven't had it over midfield yet. With it for Franklin is Kira Kusic. Now it's up near the midfield line. Now Franklin takes it across. This is Emily Carney with the right out on the left. She's going to take it all the way in. Ducks her shoulder and loops it over on the right for Liza Kudish. Now the Panthers take it behind the net. They'll look to get into their patented structured play in the offensive zone. This is Vera Hansen, and she'll drop it for Carney. Further on the right, it's going to go to Kudish. Back line and around we go again. Everybody with a touch for Franklin. Down 1-0. Early on, the ball is dropped and picked up. Charging the lane, dropped again, picked up again. Out to Vera Hansen. Vera makes her move in front, her shot and her score. Vera Hansen ties it up 1-1. Vera Hansen scores at 8:43 of the first period. So the starting lineup for KP, in attack, Alyssa Legier, a senior, Lily McNulty, captain, senior defense player, Sammy Cloutier, midfielder, junior. Sierra King, defense midfield, a junior. Sarah Brown, captain, attack, senior. Nicole McDonald, attack, senior, captain. Lauren Obara, a sophomore defender. Katie McGann, sophomore defender. Abigail McDonald, junior midfielder. Kelly Holmes, senior attack. Mackenzie McDevitt, junior midfielder. And Caitlin Parrish, the goalie, and a junior. We'll give you the starting lineup for Franklin in just a moment. And now, Emily Carney wins the draw. For Franklin, starting Gabby Consigli, a junior at attack. Maeve Grasso, a junior defense midfielder. Julia Flynn, junior midfielder. Katie Ryan, captain, senior attack. Emily Carney, junior midfielder. And with the rush here is Nora McCallum. And she gets it out in front to Gabby Consigli. Also, Sophia Sacchetti, junior midfielder. Hannah Blogensteiner, junior defender. Kiera Kusic, senior defender. Nora McCallum, senior midfielder. Vera Hansen, sophomore midfielder. And Maisie Streisman, the junior goalie. Franklin has it, trying to get its first lead of the game. Carney's going to take it behind the net. Makes her move, spins through. Cannot penetrate. Still holding, still trying to get it, and now she does pass it off. Coming through with it is Sophia Sacchetti, and the play is slowed down, and now it's handed over to Julia Flynn. Flynn makes her move, charging in, backhander shot just wide, picked up in there by Consigli. Gabby will send it back out. Franklin will restart. Goes to Hansen. And she loops it over to Julia Flynn. 1-1, almost midway through the first period. Kudish, behind it comes to Gabby Consigli. Now with it is Sophia Sacchetti. Back to Sophia, baseline. Behind it goes to Katie Ryan. Ryan holding. Loops it further back. Consigli around the screen. She's in front. She shoots and scores. Gabby Consigli with great handling of the ball. And Franklin has its first lead. They score at 6:37 here in the... No, they did not call that a goal. Okay, they're going to give a clean start for Gabby Consigli, a penalty before the ball went in. Here's Consigli. She's charging, she shoots, and now she scores. Consigli finally gets the goal. She had a free start, and she scored to make it 2-1 Franklin. Her goal comes at 6:19. 2 goals in a row for the Panthers, so they go from 1 down to 2-1 up. Just about midway through now, the first of 4 12-minute periods. So glad you're with us, fans, here on Franklin TV, and we're streaming on YouTube on Franklin Pride TV's channel. The draw for Emily Carney. Also out there is Katie McGann. Ball is high and violation on KP. Franklin will have it. Panthers building a little momentum here with 2 straight goals. Vera Hansen starts it out. On the far side, up to Katie Ryan at a whistle. And a violation on KP. Let's see here. Did they give a card? They gave a card. They gave a card. I believe the card is going to be on Sarah Brown, their captain, senior attacker. She's out for 1 minute. 2 minutes. Franklin will have a player up. Power play for the Panthers. Didn't seem like a lot, but Brian Ferris called the foul on Brown, and she's out for 2. Franklin with the player advantage now. They get it on the right wing for Kira Kusic. Lob up front. Coming in is Gabby Consigli. She's going to go behind the net. Franklin trying to score with the player advantage. Nice opportunity for the Panthers. For Hansen, Vera, the talented sophomore, with it. Out top for the junior, Emily Carney. Back to Carney in front. She charges the net. She comes through. She shoots. It's just wide. Franklin first to the ball will maintain the offensive possession. 1:14 to go. Clock moving on the penalty. Quickly, Franklin inbounds it, and KP comes away with it on a nice play. And they'll have it. They can kill some penalty time here. Panthers, it's blocked by Carney, but recovered and picked off in there by the Warriors, Lauren Obara. And she sends it wide up on the right. And here another whistle. Playing on, though. Player just charging through. Not stopping to get the whistle, but just continuing on. Now it's dropped out deep for Mackenzie McDevitt. KP playing a player shy, but controlling it now deep in the Franklin zone. KP keeps it out front. They will kill some clock here. They're in no hurry. As they're a player shy, and the ball is dropped, and it's going to stay in bounds and picked up by Mackenzie McDevitt, the junior midfielder. Out top, back on the right side. With it now is Abigail McDonald. They start their move. And they get it back out. Here's a charging Warrior coming through. Is thwarted, and she'll drop it back. Warriors again going through their rotations. And the penalty is up. Both teams at even strength. So Franklin unable to score on the player advantage. And the Warriors with a long time with this ball. Moving it around, a lot of people getting a touch. Coming through the zone and backing it out there now is Nicole McDonald, one of their captains. Play just settling in here. Franklin holding strong in defense. The Warriors will still keep it going. 2-1 Franklin. More than midway through the first period. Unable to penetrate. The Warriors still keep it out. Now to the top it comes to McDonald. Nicole McDonald. Coming through. Goes behind the goal line and now kicked back out. The charge here by McDonald cannot go through. And she hauls it back out. With it there is Mackenzie McDevitt. McDevitt holding it, goes baseline, behind the end line, coming around the cage, and she's going to drop it out deep. No, she's going to hold it. Now she gets it out, coming through, charging. Shot there, the save by Streisman. Maisie Streisman's best save of the game, and Franklin holds on after that long possession by KP. Still 2-1, 1:55 left in the first period. Foul here on KP. Franklin will retain possession. This is Julia Flynn, the junior. Flynn tosses it up to Liza Kudish. Kudish drops it now for Vera Hansen. Back on the left side for Emily Carney, deep in the left wing. Now back out. In there is Sophia Sacchetti. Hansen leaves it for Kudish. We come around to Consigli, now to Katie Ryan. Ryan drops it out deep. It's going to go to Sacchetti. Sophia charges in, has a shot, and the goal by Sophia Sacchetti. Franklin scores with 1:07 to go. Sophia Sacchetti makes it 3-1. Goal at 1:07. So Franklin is able to get a 2-goal lead. Fast-moving first period. And the face-off to Emily Carney. And also for KP, Katie McGann, the sophomore. Carney, the junior. It's won by McCann. She pounds it down to the turf, and KP will drive it out. And they'll hold up. Under a minute to go, first period. Player falls down, gets a pass off, and KP will cover it in the left corner. Franklin has given up 1 goal so far. KP 3. They take it behind the baseline. Good defense by Kudish. Now it's back out top. Time winding down, room in front. And the shot is just wide. That was a good look for the Warriors. 23 seconds to go. First period. In front, it's picked off. What a steal there by Franklin. And making that steal going down hard for the Panthers was Nora McCallum, but she did her job and she clears it. Just 4 seconds to go in the period. Coming through is Katie Ryan, and there's the horn, ending the first period of play. So after 1, Franklin 3, King Phillip 1. KP scored first at 11:22, but since the 11:22 mark to the final horn in the first period, it's been all Franklin, and they lead it 3-1. Franklin with some good offense, good defense as well, as they've managed to open up a 2-goal lead. Franklin, as we said on the season, 5-4. They started with 4 straight wins. Those were all conference games. Then they took to the road for 3, lost at home to Weymouth. That was a makeup game that was rained out back on the first game of the season. And that game to Weymouth was held here at Piscini Stadium, and Weymouth took it 11-8. So a nice win for Weymouth. As Coach Kristen Igo Garino told me before the game, well, yeah, we had 4 losses, but we should learn a lot from playing against the high caliber teams that we played. She called it the best teams in the state of Massachusetts. Those were the 3 teams we mentioned. Wellesley being one of them, Weymouth being another, and Westwood being another. And then the best team in Rhode Island out of Providence, Moses Brown. So she's looking to have her team learn from those. And also that experience will be great for the Panthers come postseason play when, who knows, they could meet up with the likes of a Westwood again, or a Weymouth, or even a Wellesley. And so that's what Franklin is looking to do, learn from that. And they did recover in their next game after those 4 straight losses to defeat North Attleboro at North, and that was just 2 days ago, 12-3 the score in that. Franklin has had some big games. Their highest output of the season was 18, and that was against Sharon, the last of their 4-game winning streak to start the season. KP is coached by Courtney Webster. She is not a KP grad, but she played her college lacrosse at Assumption University in Worcester. And what she says about her team is that so far so good. She has had good defense, and they have speed too. And those are the things she highlighted as her strengths. And what she expects from Franklin tonight is, well, they're always well coached, they're always athletic, and they're always very determined. And that, in fact, I think has played out true in the first 12 minutes of this game. So we're glad you're with us here from Piscini Stadium. Just a beautiful day. Crowd on hand here on the near side. A couple of fans on the far side, but most fans for both KP and Franklin on the near side, the high side of the stadium, as we look out it. And we start the second period, and Franklin will be going from right to left across your screens, and KP going the other way. It's Emily Carney to take the draw against Kelly Holmes. Franklin, of course, in the home white with navy numerals, navy trim, and it's the green and gold of KP. Ball is in the air and is controlled by Emily Carney. She wins the draw to herself. Over to Vera Hansen, the sophomore. Just the start of the second period. Kudish can't handle it. It's picked up, though, in the offensive zone. Coming through with it is Gabe Consigli, and she holds it out. Most of the field in sun, just a few shadows beginning to creep in on the attacking Franklin zone. Sacchetti drops it down low for Katie Ryan, and she'll go on the invert behind the goal. The goalkeeper is Caitlin Parrish, a junior for KP. Hansen drops it in front for Sacchetti. Zofia, she's going to loop it behind. Out there is Emily Carney. Caitlin is her sister, playing this year at James Madison University, Division I lacrosse program. Back around to Hansen. Vera drops it, still struggling for it, and it's going to be a whistle here and a violation against Franklin. KP with the right out. They take it right up the middle. There's that speed that Coach mentioned. And with it there is Mackenzie McDevitt. Down in front, the shot there is wide, taken by Nicole McDonald, and KP controls deep in their offensive zone. 3-1 early on, second period. Franklin on top. KP has not scored for about 12 minutes. The Warriors trying to change that here. They move it around out front. Looking for an opening, finding none. They'll kick it back out. 3-1 Franklin. Down baseline, charging through. The shot is wide, and KP, first to the ball, will retain possession. 9:36 to go. Second period, 3-1 Panthers. KP still moving it out. Hansen picks up the attacker. Baseline. Back out in front, nowhere to go with it. Good defense by the Panthers continues, and the ball is off the fence, and Franklin will have it. Good defense by Franklin. 9:01 left, second period. Franklin 3, King Philip Regional 1. Panthers facing some pressure, and they mishandle the ball. A turnover deep in their own zone. And so KP with an opportunity. Unforced error there by the Panthers. Picking it up is Nicole McDonald. She sends it around, and it comes out behind the net to Sarah Brown. Brown holding. In the game now is Maeve Grasso. She is the starter. Again, the defense by the Panthers. KP has had some long series on offense. Not too fruitful, though, other than their first goal within the first minute of the game. Down in front, this is a good look, but they can finish it off. And taking it back out after an opportunity was Nicole McDonald. Now it comes on the left wing. Charging through, Franklin wards it off. Player still holds. And now a violation here. And a fresh start for KP. This is Kelly Holmes. Holmes with the fresh, clean start on the left wing. She charges through, she shoots, and it's rebounded and missed. Two good plays by KP, but they couldn't put it home. KP backs out now. Stumbling through, penetrating all the way. The shot is saved by Streisman. The ball was at her feet, and she picked it up. Maisie Streisman. This is good pressure, though, by KP. Franklin survives it for the moment. This is Hansen now back for the Panthers. Ball is dropped, now picked up by Kira Kusic. Kira over to midfield. Hustling for it is Liza Kudish. She can't control. Taken back. Players go down hard just over the midfield line. Violation on Franklin. And a fresh start out deep for the Warriors. And they take it. 6:22 to go. Second period. 3-1. Franklin with the lead. The Warriors with the ball. They move it outside the arc. They've had the ball just about as much as Franklin, maybe more, even though they're down 3-1. KP still holding. Dropped, but no harm. Out to the top it goes. And picked up in there by a Warrior. 5:40 to go. Another long patented possession coming through. No opening. They'll kick it back. They're very patient. I'll say that much about the Warriors. Franklin, though, very sound on the D. A whistle stops play. And it's going to be a foul on Franklin and a fresh start. For KP. They've had a few of these. Franklin has not had, they may have had one. Player goes down. That could be a violation. And this will be a big look for KP. A clean start for the Warriors. And having it out there will be Nicole McDonald, the senior captain. This is she, number 12. McDonald with it, waiting for the whistle. Trying to gather her bearings here. Gives her a chance to regroup, gather some energy. She has the ball in her net, and here she comes. Waiting the whistle. Here it is. She's going to take it and shoot and score. So she scores. Nicole McDonald on the fresh start. It makes it Franklin 3, KP 2. Nicole McDonald scores at 4:59. And there was a penalty on that play. That was the reason for the delay. The penalty was against Franklin, and it was on Julia Flynn. And she's out for 2 minutes, so she'll be out for 1:57 left on her penalty. It's 3-2 with 4:59 to go. Great play there by their captain, Nicole McDonald. And it's going to be Flynn out there again, along with Kelly Holmes. Ready to go. Ball high in the air. And Sacchetti makes a move for it and gets it. Sophia Sacchetti. She draws two Warriors to her. And a foul called. And the ball will be staying in the hands of Sophia Sacchetti. And she'll take it in play. Drops it out for Emily Carney. 3-2. Franklin with the lead. Under 5 to go. First half. Carney makes her cut in front. Gets by two. Backs it back out to Sacchetti. They go back to Katie Ryan underneath. Gabe Consigli. And she'll loop it. It's picked up there by Kudish. And Liza will take it back. Still holding. Skip pass in the left side for Katie Ryan. And she'll charge through. Can't get all the way through, and we'll back it back out. 3:56 to go. 51 seconds left on the penalty to Flynn. Franklin, a player down at the moment. This is Sacchetti. Franklin had one power play opportunity. They did not score a goal in the first period. And here's one for KP and counting. Ball is captured there on the loose ball. And now a foul called. And Franklin will still have it. They go baseline, right. Consigli charging through. And she'll still hold, looking for somebody in front. She crosses over with it. Pressure by KP, but Consigli has maintained a long possession. Back out to Hansen, who dropped it. And it was loose, and a foul here on Franklin, and KP with the ride out. Coming through. All the way down. Players go down hard. We'll see how they sort this out. McDonald started that drive for KP. And it looks like it's going to be another free start for KP. And penalty is up, so Franklin at even strength. With the free look will be Alyssa Legier, the senior captain attacker. Player still down on her knee there. Now getting up and going off is going to be a player attended to by trainer Jen. She looks okay. And that looks like it's Maeve Grasso going off. So Grasso goes off, and it's a fresh start for Alyssa Legier, a clean look for Legier on the right side. Legier, a senior, trying to tie the game. Maisie Streisman in goal. So the sub comes in. It's Erin Peterson. And now we're ready to go. Legier is going to drop it back. And a whistle stops play. And they're going to call another free start against Franklin. So another look for the Warriors. They'll take it off the left side, coming through, and scoring and tying the game is KP. Try to identify that player. Her number is a little bit blurred on her jersey. And it is Mackenzie McDevitt. Mackenzie McDevitt makes it 3-3. KP goal at 2:18. Ties the game. Two straight goals by KP after Franklin had three straight goals to go from 1 down to 3-1 up. And now two straight makes it 3-3 with 2:18 to go in the first half. Well, we knew this would be competitive. And how about 3-3 with just a couple of minutes left in the first half? Carney with the draw. High in the air it goes. Sacchetti chases it down and collects. Sophia goes deep. for Franklin. Not a lot of opportunities lately for the Panthers. Katie Ryan out to Peterson. Now to Emily Carney. Sophia Sacchetti. Worked baseline. Kudish. Liza baseline. Behind the hoop. Behind the net is Consigli. Gabe drops it off for Katie Ryan. Ryan trying to find somebody. Still holding it. Nobody coming on her, so she's taking her time. She loops it for Sacchetti. For Carney. Emily. Everybody in the rotation. Here's Katie Ryan. Back around for Sacchetti. In front. It's picked off out there deep by Peterson. And Peterson will send it out further deep. And making a move now is Flynn. And she's fouled on the play. So Julia Flynn will get a clean look on the right wing. With 1:03 left, Franklin trying to go back up. It's tied at 3. This is Julia Flynn. She charges, she shoots, and it misfires. So it's wide. Franklin first to the ball. They'll have it under a minute to go in the first half. 3-3, Franklin and King Philip. Both teams 5-0 in the Hawk. Sophia Sacchetti will drop it back for Katie Ryan. 39 seconds left. Is Franklin holding for the last shot of the half? Carney comes around. Cannot launch. Charging through back to Carney. Too strong. It gets by her, but Emily Carney picks it up beautifully. And she sends it on the left side for Flynn. Julia around a screen will backpedal it out with 14 seconds to go in the half. For Sacchetti. It's dropped on the floor. High ball now picked up by KP. Redropped. And now it's a whistle and a violation. And let's see, with 2.6 seconds to go, Franklin will have another look. 2.6. They'll have to move quickly. They have a free start. On the right side. 3-3, 2.6 seconds to go. The whistle and the shot is it going to count? No, it's a save by KP. And so the first half comes to a close, all tied up, 3-3. KP scored first, and then the Sophia Sacchetti was the third goal scorer, made it 3-1. Franklin, then McDonald for KP, and Mackenzie McDevitt for KP has tied the game at 3-3. And we're going to pause here for a few minutes and be back in about 4 minutes for the start of the second half. You're watching exciting Franklin High Girls Lacrosse on Franklin TV and on YouTube. We'll be back with more action in just a few minutes. Welcome back to sun-drenched Piscini Stadium, 56 degrees here in Franklin. Pete Royce with you. So is the KP girls lacrosse team, and so is the Franklin girls lacrosse team. We're at halftime of this big rivalry game between KP and Franklin, two rivals in the Hockomock League, and we're tied at 3. Franklin fell behind 1-0, then scored 3 straight goals. KP and scored the last 2 to make a 3-1 deficit, a 3-3 tie. So happy you're with us here, fans. Pete Royce with you, Meredith Robertson spinning the dials as we have another 12 minutes in the third quarter up on the board as Franklin and KP are knotted at 3. Both teams came into this game with a perfect 5-0 record in the Hawk. One team will be undefeated in the Hawk after this game, and one team will have 1 loss. Who will it be? Well, stay tuned for the second half, and we will determine our winner. Matt Merton, the official, has the ball. Holmes is there, and so is, looks like Sophia Sacchetti, so a new face-off player for Franklin. Had been Emily Carney. And Sacchetti sends it up high. Ball is loose on the turf. Still battling for it, and Sacchetti comes down with it. And she gets a pass upfield to Julia Flynn. Flynn charging through. Drops it behind for Gabe Consigli along the baseline. Now back out for Kudish, Liza Kudish. Flynn. Out deep for Emily Carney. Emily takes it behind the net. In goal is Caitlin Parrish, a junior goalkeeper for KP. Carney comes through. She shoots, and it misfires. She gets her own rebound, cannot clear it, and now it's picked up by Parrish. A good look for Franklin. They couldn't quite get it home. And here is KP on the right, out on the right side. Coming through with speed is Nicole McDonald. She's got a goal here today. And she takes it coast to coast. In front, the shot is blocked by Streisman. It's going to go in the corner and picked up there by the Warriors. So they have their first offensive series of the second half. We're tied at 3. McDonald behind the net. Both teams with similar strategies as they approach the opposing goal line. Again, that good defense for the Panthers. With it there was Abigail McDonald. Now to the top. Back out for Nicole McDonald. Whistle stops play, and was that a goal? No goal, but KP will retain possession. Fresh start. Coming through, charging, the shot is too high. The shot by Abigail McDonald was too high, and it goes to the baseline. KP still there with it. Out to the top, it comes to Holmes. Left wing. With it is Nicole McDonald. Worked around from Holmes, baseline, out top. Dropped. Nicole picks it up, Nicole McDonald. And she flips it, baseline. Back out top for Holmes. Left side, around the screen with it is Abigail McDonald. Charging through, player go down, no whistle. Now the delay whistle, and it's going to be a card. No, not a card. It's just going to be a fresh start here for KP. Chance to take the lead. They shoot, and it's a save by Streisman right at her net. Beautiful save by Streisman. Maisie Streisman keeps it a 3-3 score. 8:31 left in the third, but the steal by KP. They charge, they shoot, and it's a goal. KP gets the turnover. They win it and they take the lead on a nice open field play by the Warriors. And scoring for them is Alyssa Legier. Alyssa Legier makes it 4-3. KP. Legier took the turnover and just charged upfield, and she makes it 4-3 KP. Score comes with 8:23 left in the third. So KP led 1-0 at 11:22, and now they regain the lead at 8:23, but a whole half later. But they do have the lead. With the draw now is going to be Mackenzie McDevitt, and Sacchetti takes it for Franklin. It's on the turf and charging through, and now taken the other way by Franklin. Right side for Kudish, and it's going to be taken now by KP. KP goes behind the goal, looking to build on a one-goal lead. The battle for the Hockomock standings here. Holmes, baseline, coming out with it, back to Holmes. KP looking for that perfect shot. Switching hands with it now is McDevitt. Ball in front. Back out it comes to Sammy Cloutier. Back to Cloutier. Left side with it there is Nicole McDonald. Back it comes to the goal-scoring Alyssa Legier. Ball is dropped and picked up now by Cloutier. McDonald. And they take it behind. Franklin with some pressure. Kudish tries to get the ball, cannot. Kept in the possession of the Warriors. They come out on top for Cloutier. For McDonald, Nicole backpedals it out. And she still holds on. Player goes down on the pass and is picked up in there by Sacchetti. Sacchetti on the right out on the left wing. Sacchetti over midfield. Franklin with the ball now in the offensive zone. This is Liza Kudish. 6:25 to go. 4-3 the Warriors of KP with the lead here in the third period. Out for Kudish. She drops it for Julia Flynn. For Emily Carney. Sacchetti to Carney. Emily gets by a screen. Faking, spinning through, a couple of 360s there, and she drops it for Sophia. Sacchetti goes baseline, had a bad angle, and she hit the side of the net. See, they're going to call a violation against the Panthers, and KP will have it with the lead. This is Parrish in goal. And the Warriors start out on the left wing, comes up to Sierra King. She with it, King, spinning through, reverses her direction. Gets it in the offensive zone, but into the net of a Panther. And Franklin back on the right side with it. And now it's off Consigli, and it'll be the Warriors' ball with 5:17 to go. Clock moving here in the third period. The Warriors have a 4-3 advantage. KP takes it over the midfield line. With it is Mackenzie McDevitt. Comes off on the left side. Now behind the goal it comes. Straight behind the cage. Whipped up on the right side. Now back out further. Cross skip pass out front. Comes back from McDevitt to Cloutier. Back to McDevitt. She makes a move. Charging. Can't launch. And she'll backpedal it out, and they'll go through their cuts and their rotations to Cloutier. Cloutier's double team. Gets it behind the baseline. Back out to Cloutier. And she takes it out further to McDevitt. Left side. Charging through. Nowhere to go with it there is Abigail McDonald. Little looping pass. It's caught baseline by McDevitt. She holds. Still holding. Flips it on the other side. Still behind the goal. Now out front for Nicole McDonald. McDonald charging. She's in front. She shoots. And the save by Streisman. Streisman keeps it a 1-goal game with 3 minutes and 46 seconds left in the third period. Streisman with some forechecking here. The ball comes up to a Panther. That's Kiera Kusic. Sophia Sacchetti gets some space. Clears it up field for Peterson. Erin. She'll take it behind to Consigli. Now to Katie Ryan. Ryan for Emily Carney. 3:15 to go in the third period. Julia Flynn. Kudish, Liza reverses it. Back out top. Flynn, Carney. Flynn. Emily Carney again. Emily makes her move. Coming through in front, holding. Can't get all the way through. And she fakes a pass out, comes back in, and lobs it behind the baseline for Consigli. Back to Carney. Sophia Sacchetti with that brace on her right leg makes her charge towards the goal. She cannot launch, and a foul called here. Will they give Sophia a clean look? It's got a tough angle, but she will have the clean start on the right side. Sophia Sacchetti against Parrish. Sacchetti, will she charge through or she'll pass out? We'll see. 2:05 to go. Clock moving here. Down in front, the backhander and the goal. The goal by Gabby Consigli ties it. Gabby Consigli ties it at 4-4. The score comes at 1:56 of the third. Only 2 goals in this period so far, 1 for each team. We were tied at 3 at halftime. We're tied at 4 with 1:56 to go. Here are the overtime rules. It'll be a series of 3-minute overtimes, and after each overtime, there'll be a change of possession and a change of direction and a 5-minute break. And we'll keep going until there's a sudden victory winner. Sacchetti again, who set up that last play, will have the draw against Mackenzie McDevitt. Sacchetti tosses it high, controlled by the Panthers. This is Carney, and she's fouled. She just keeps going. Emily Carney drops it, or keeps it there in the back line. Now she sends it out to Flynn. 1:38 to go. Will the Panthers hold here for the final shot? This is Ryan for Liza Kudish. Erin Peterson for Consigli, who just scored. 1:24 to go. Franklin has it. This is Carney. Down baseline. Ryan will come out with it with 1:04 to go. In front is Flynn, can't move. Draws 2 defenders, comes through, and she's fouled. And this should be a clean start for Flynn, but she's out deep behind the arc. And she'll just pass it over to Kudish. Under a minute left. Sacchetti in front. She shoots. It's blocked and taken back and picked off in there by Sammy Cloutier. And the KP Warriors have it with 28 seconds to go in the third quarter. We're tied at 4. On the drive upfield is Abigail McDonald. McDonald at midfield backpedals into her own side of the field. Now crosses the midfield stripe and sends it up. Coming up through with great speed here is Alyssa Legere. Ball is down along the baseline, back in front. Ball on the turf is controlled by Franklin in a violation against KP, and the third quarter comes to a close with that play. We've played 36 minutes of exciting girls lacrosse action in the Hockomock League, and after 3, it's Franklin 4 and King Philip Regional 4. The goals in that period, one each. Alyssa Legier took advantage of a turnover and just raced upfield and made it 4-3 KP. But then, about 7 minutes later, just under 7, Gabby Consigli scored to tie it at 4-4. And that's where we stand here, entering the final 12 minutes of play. Franklin 5-4 on the season, but they're 5-0 in the Hawk. KP 7-3 on the season. They are 5-0 in the Hawk. So these two teams met so often in so many sports in Hockomock League action are trying to position themselves to be the leader in the Hawk at this stage, almost midway through the spring season here in 2024. Franklin, after today's game hosting KP, will host Milford, and that'll be next Monday. That's a 3:45 face-off here at Piscini Stadium. Franklin against Hockomock foe Milford High School, Monday at 3:45. For the Warriors of KP, they'll next be in action on Monday as well, as they'll travel to Oliver Ames to take on OA, and that game, I believe, is also a 3:45 start at OA. So we're in the middle of the Hockomock League schedule. Both teams have played outstanding non-conference games. Franklin, unfortunately, couldn't win any, but as Coach Kristen Igo-Garino told me before the game, they play the best so that they can learn as to how to even be better, especially down the home stretch of this 2024 season. So we're all tied up here at 4-4. The goalkeeper's doing a good job. Maisie Streisman, the junior for Franklin, and the junior for KP is Caitlin Parrish. Courtney Webster is the coach of KP, and for Franklin, Kristen Igo-Garino, who is the coach for the Franklin High Panthers. 12 minutes to go. We're tied at 4 apiece. The officials again, Matt Merton and Brian Ferris. We'll see who takes the draw in the fourth period. It was Carney in the first half and then Sacchetti in the third quarter. And we'll see who's going to be entering here for the fourth quarter. Nobody's approached the face-off mark yet. And for KP, it's going to be Kelly Holmes. And now it's going to be Sophia Sacchetti coming in to try to win it for Franklin. 4-4. 12 minutes left. So glad you're with us here on Franklin TV. And we're streaming on Franklin's Franklin Pride TV YouTube channel. Sacchetti to draw against Kelly Holmes. Matt Merton, the official, adjusts the sticks of both players. He's got it locked in, and here we go. And the ball is picked off by KP. Charging upfield is McDevitt. McDevitt holding. KP has had 2 leads, one of 1-0 and 4-3. Franklin has led 3-1. Cloutier, Sammy Cloutier with it. For McDevitt. Now back to Nicole McDonald. Right side Cloutier, they go behind the goal now. Just over a half a minute in to the fourth and final period. Fourth and final period of regulation. This could be an overtime game. Cloutier defended nicely there. In the game for Franklin is Hannah Blogensteiner. Ball is back out, and McDonald will send it out to Sammy Cloutier. Cloutier, pass in front, trying to position down by the goal. No go, and they kick it back out. McDonald, she's got a goal today. On the left side for McDevitt. Back out to Sammy Cloutier. Top it goes from McDonald. back out for Abigail McDonald, one McDonald to another. And this is Nicole McDonald. Long possession for the Warriors. We're tied at 4. 10:15 to go in the game. McDevitt drops it for McDonald. Baseline back out to Nicole McDonald. Nowhere to go with it. A cross field pass. That's in front to Leger. She's the speedster. McDevitt has it bounced off on the ground, but a foul is called, and McDevitt will have a free start. Mackenzie McDevitt, she will not charge the goal, but she'll take it back out deep. She was too far to make something happen. Comes back to her. Loops it down in front. Back out. McDevitt holding. Leger, left side, Nicole Brown. She goes down hard, and a violation called against KP. Wow, I thought that might have gone the other way, but no, a violation on the Warriors, and Franklin will have it. With 9:07 to go in regulation, we're tied at 4. Right wing for Kearney. That good speed across midfield. Still holding, ducks through. Kearney switches sides with the ball, goes left side, now back right side. Drops it over there for Flynn. Julia back to Emily Kearney. Franklin takes a deep breath. This is Sacchetti. Ryan back for Kearney. For Flynn, she crosses over for Katie Ryan. Ryan just loops it for Emily Kearney. She does the same to Julia Flynn. Everybody with a touch. It's dropped by Kudish, but she picks it up. Liza goes baseline. Franklin takes it on the invert. Back there is Consigli. Erin Peterson. Out top again for Sophia Sacchetti. Sophia holding. Franklin with a nice possession here. A little looping pass for Kearney. Emily starts to move, cannot. Holds the ball and backs it back out. 7:46 to go in the game. Tied at 4. Consigli. Well, we knew this would be competitive. We didn't think it would be tied at 4 at this stage of the game. Franklin Consigli shoots, and it's blocked on a nice block and a violation against Franklin, and KP will have it. Good defense by the Panthers. And a whistle and a timeout called. Timeout called by KP, I believe. 7 minutes and 23 seconds left in regulation. We say that this could very well be an overtime game. Again, the overtime rules 3-minute periods. After each 3 minutes, if there's no score, we'll have a 5-minute pause for gathering energy levels, and we play on until a victor is determined. I believe all those extra periods are sudden victory periods. Here in the second half, not nearly as many goals. There were 6 goals scored in the first half, 3 by each team. In the second half, 2 goals scored, 1 by each team. The last goal by Abby Consigli of Franklin tied it with 1:56 left in the third. And that tied it after Alyssa Legier, one of their fine tri-captains, scored with 8:23 to left in the third. That made it 4-3 KP. Port tied at 4 now with 7:23 left in regulation. Franklin started the season with victories at Attleboro, home to Stoughton, at Canton, home to Sharon, and then went on the road for a makeup game. First a loss to Westwood, a loss at Wellesley, then a loss on a makeup game at Weymouth, home to Weymouth, and then a loss to Moses Brown down in Providence. But then a victory last game out over North Attleboro, and that made it their 5-0 mark in the Hockomock League. For KP, they started with 5 wins and then 3 losses out of league to Walpole, Natick, and Needham, and then a win last game, just like Franklin had a win back in the Hawk. They took the measure of Mansfield 15-4. And Franklin, as we said, took the measure of North Attleboro 12-3. So comparable games. And that's why we are tied. These teams are even, 4-4. 7:23 left in regulation. It'll be Attleboro KP ball back in their own zone as we start this period. KP will have it. Brian Ferris, the official, gives it to Parrish, and she launches one. It's complete out near midfield, and now the Warriors have it beyond midfield with that good speed. And this is Abigail McDonald. Now the Warriors hold it up. Skip pass to Sammy Cloutier. Back to McDevitt. Abigail McDonald. Back to Nicole McDonald. On the right side for Cloutier. Back to Nicole McDonald. McDevitt has it. Sammy Cloutier. Left pass, skip pass to Nicole McDonald. Another skip pass to Cloutier. Back out to McDevitt. Left side for Abigail McDonald. Now Nicole McDonald with 6:26 to go in the game. We are tied at 4. KP with the ball in the green and gold. Franklin on defense with the white and navy blue. This is Cloutier. McDevitt. Back to Abigail McDonald. Back to McDevitt. She loses it on the turf, but is picked up by Cloutier on a smart play by Sam Cloutier. Back to McDevitt. Abigail, Nicole McDonald. Back to Sammy Cloutier. Again, very patient is KP. Every possession so critical at this stage, as we are more than midway through the fourth and final period of regulation. Abigail McDonald draws a double team contact, no whistle. Back out to Mackenzie McDevitt. Cloutier, McDevitt. Skip pass to Cloutier. Each catch so important. 5:06 to go in regulation. McDevitt gets it baseline for Nicole McDonald. Back to McDevitt. Cloutier. Abigail just waiting for a lapse in defense. Mackenzie McDevitt. Baseline. Here's the charge. A whistle and a foul called here against Franklin. A clean look for KP. They have it on the left wing. I believe this is Abigail McDonald. Fresh start. Here she goes. She's going to take it herself. She shoots, and the save. The save by Streisman. She picked it out of midair. And a whistle and a sub coming in, as going out for Franklin is Hannah Blogensteiner. And now it looks like a timeout called by the Panthers. So we have a timeout on the field. 4:21 left in regulation. It's Franklin 4 and King Philip 4. 1 goal apiece in the second half, and that's it. Now you know that Franklin has put up some big numbers earlier on against other Hockomock League foes. They had 17 against Stoughton, 15 against Canton, 18 against Sharon, but in 12 against North Attleboro. And KP has also had some big scores in Hockomock League play. 17 against Sharon, 17 against North Attleboro, 14 against Foxborough, 20 against Milford, and 15 against Mansfield. But that's not the type of game this has been. This has been tough defense. Each team trying to find an opening in that strong defense they've encountered, and teams not able to find much. And so as a result, with just 4:21 left in regulation, we are tied at 4. So glad you're with us here on Franklin TV and on YouTube on our Franklin Pride TV channel. The officials again, Matt Merton and Brian Ferris. This is the first time these two officials have worked together in girls lacrosse. Franklin will have the ball. 4:14 to go. The winner will be 6-0 in Hockomock League play. The loser will be a game behind at 5-1. Who will it be? Stay tuned for the results here. You'll follow it along. Hope you're enjoying this one. This is one of the most competitive games we've seen for Franklin in Hockomock League play. And here we go for Franklin. They'll start out with the ball deep in their own end. It's Emily Carney along the baseline. Here's the whistle. Here's Emily with it. She's going to take it herself. Charges upfield. Carney goes through two defenders, still hounded by two. She takes it over midfield, and she was bumped out. She'll have the ball. She continues on. Franklin into the attacking zone now with 4 minutes to go in regulation. We're tied at 4. Carney gets it down low for Ryan. Back to Emily Carney to Sophia Sacchetti. Flynn, Hansen. Baseline, Kudish. We take it underneath. Katie Ryan. Joining her is Liza Kudish. Ryan checking the defense. Gets it over for Vera Hansen. Vera on top. Who's going to make a play for the Panthers? It's Sophia Sacchetti. She charges through. She gets it behind to Emily Carney. 3:10 to go in regulation. Carney with it. We're tied at 4. Pass out deep for Vera Hansen. Vera switches, charges through. She loses the ball. It's on the turf, and who's going to get to it? It's Franklin. It's Gabe Consigli scoops it up. Good save by Gabe. Katie Ryan holding defense, bearing down on Sacchetti. Out top for Emily Carney. She crosses over and takes it behind the goal. For Kudish. Liza reverses it. Vera Hansen, she comes around, still holding it. And she'll take it out herself. No, she's going to pass it to Gabe Consigli. Ryan charges through. She's in front. She can't get, now she gets the shot off, and it's saved by Parrish, a beauty. And here comes KP with 2 minutes to go in regulation. Charging it up is McDevitt. McDevitt with some space on the right side. Holding it. Now she takes it behind the net with 1:46 to go in regulation. Will this be a regular game? Will we go to OT? Nicole McDonald holding. Maybe KP will hold for the last shot. And a whistle and a timeout called by KP. 1 minute and 37 seconds left. Here in the regulation segment of our game. Again, the overtime rules, it'll be 3-minute periods. And then there'll be a 5-minute break after each period. So we determine a winner. That's the best I understood the official, Matt Merton, chatting with me before the game. So Franklin, with its roster, 3 seniors only. They graduated a bunch of seniors. They have 11 juniors, 5 sophomores, and 1 freshman. And KP also is heavily weighed down with good upperclassmen. They have a smattering of sophomores and a couple of freshmen, 1 freshman as well. And so it's very even in terms of the, say, seniority level of both teams. And how about the play on the field? We've gone almost 48 minutes, and we're still tied at 4-4. KP scored first, made it 1-0, and after 1 period of play, it was Franklin 3 and KP 1. But Franklin got 2 goals in the second period, the only 2 goals of the period, to tie it at 3-3 at halftime. 1 goal apiece in the third period, no goals in the fourth period. The goals in the third period, Alyssa Legier for KP and Gabby Consigli for Franklin. Here we go. The timeout is just about out. Franklin coached by Kristen Igo-Garino and KP, Courtney Webster. She's been the head coach at KP since 2018. She's a teacher at KP. She teaches biology. So here we go with 1:37 left. It'll be KP with the ball in their offensive zone. Brian Ferris, the official, sorting people out. And it's going to be given to KP. Just waiting for the call. It's going to go to McDevitt. Now play is underway. Here we go. The last minute and 47. With it is McDonald. Back out. This is Abigail McDonald. Cloutier. Abigail. McDevitt makes her move. Back out to Abigail McDonald. To the right side for Cloutier. Back to Abigail McDonald. To McDevitt. McKenzie can't go to work with it. 1 minute and 2 seconds left in regulation. Cloutier. Abigail. Cloutier. Skip pass to McDevitt. Makes her move. Gets by 3. Charging through. Can't launch it. And she'll backpedal it out. Nicole McDonald with it. Time winding down in regulation. Abigail McDonald. 34 seconds to go in regulation. A long possession for KP. They may want the last shot of the game. McDevitt, baseline, can't go. Out to Nicole McDonald. Nicole coming through inside the circle. She loops it on the right wing. Ball is loose there, knocked out of Sarah Brown's stick. 10 seconds to go. Brown picks it up, and it's going to be a violation here, and the clock is stopped with 10.8. And the official will give it to Sarah Brown with 10.8. She's got some space to operate. Brown gets it. Here's play in. Legier in front. Ball is on the turf. It's picked up by Franklin and is going to go to overtime. Well, we have a violation. A timeout was called, but only 2.8 seconds to go. Franklin gets the timeout. I don't know what they can do in 2.8 seconds to go. They're a good 100 yards away from their scoring zone, but they will have it with 2.8. So this is likely to go to those overtime rules we mentioned. We believe it's sudden victory, 3-minute periods. Teams will switch sides each period. There will be some breaks allotted as well. How close could you have a game other than this? Both teams 5-0 in the Hawk, and after nearly 48 minutes, just shy of that by 2.8 seconds, we're still knotted at 4. No goals since the 1:56 mark of the third period. That was Consigli with the goal. So Caitlin Parrish is going to go downfield and defend her goal. Not sure what Franklin can come up with here with 2.8. And then the important overtime period or periods. Well, we hope you enjoyed this one. It's been a very competitive game, very even. You have the feeling if this team played 100 times against each other, each team would win 50. 2.8 seconds to go. Franklin will have it. What they cannot afford is a turnover deep in their own end. And it'll be Sophia Sacchetti will have it. We'll see if she just launches it upfield. No, she's going to take it, and she's going to run out the clock behind the goal line. So nothing fancy there. They run it out. We're going to OT. OT. Tied at 4. One thing about this game, Franklin had one power play opportunity. They did not score on it. And KP had one power play opportunity, and they did score on it. So we're tied at 4, and there's going to be a 5-minute break here in between the periods. And so we're going to pause in our coverage and come back in 4 minutes for the start of what could be the first of maybe many, many overtime periods. We shall see. You're watching exciting Franklin High Girls Lacrosse on Franklin TV and on YouTube. We'll be back in about 4 minutes. Welcome back. We're in overtime here at Piscini Stadium on the Franklin High campus. Pete Royce with you, Meredith Robertson spinning the dials. We're going to have I believe, a 3 minute overtime, and it should be sudden victory. The first team who scores wins. And how important will every possession be? And so, if that doesn't occur after three, we'll switch sides and the teams will defend the opposite end and we'll play on for another 3 minutes. And that's the way I understood the roles to be as referee Matt Merton talked to me before the game. I knew that this could be close. I said, hey, Matt, what is the overtime rules? And I believe that's how he explained it to me. So Franklin has had 4 goals scored against, and they've scored 4. And KP, the same deal here in the first 48 minutes of play. Not a lot of substitutes for either team in this game, as Coach Kristen Igo Garino has gone to her basic starting lineup, which is Consigli, Grasso, Flynn, Ryan, Carney, Kudish, Sacchetti, Blogensteiner, Kusich, McCallum, Hansen, and Streisman in goal. And likewise for KP, coached by Courtney Webster, they've gone with Legier, McNulty, Cloutier, King, and Sarah Brown, Nicole McDonald, Lauren O'Bara, Katie McGann, Abigail McDonald, Kelly Holmes, Mackenzie McDevitt, and Caitlin Parrish in goal. So we're just ticking up. 3 minutes is on the Piscini Stadium scoreboard. So we got that right. Be 3-minute overtime periods. And I believe until someone scores, and that'll be it. So Franklin now will be the last out of their huddle situation, gathered around Coach Kristen Igo Garino, sticks up in the air. Now they bring him down. KP already on the field. And Franklin will still be defending the goal in the same way that the period ended. They'll be defending the goal to your right on your screen, and KP defending the goal to the left. It's Caitlin Carney with the draw, along with, looks like Kelly Holmes. 3-minute overtime period. Sudden victory, we believe, is the style of play for this one. I did an estimate of the crowd. I have it at around 100 here looking on, mostly on the high stands here of the Piscini Stadium turf. The officials are still over at the scorer's table, sorting something out over there. Matt Merton and Brian Ferris. And now they break away from the table and they'll walk out onto the field, and Matt Merton will line up Emily Carney with Kelly Holmes. Holmes a senior, Carney a junior. At midfield to start this first overtime period. We're tied at 4. Franklin 5-4 on the season, 5-0 in the Hawk. KP 7-3 on the season, 5-0 in the Hawk. Here we go, Carney against Holmes for the important face-off. And it's in the air, and it's going to be controlled by Carney. She wins it, and she takes it to the offensive zone. Emily Carney backpedals it out and drops it for Julia Flynn. Back to Carney. To Flynn. See the strategy for Franklin. How much of the clock do they want to eat? Ball goes down baseline, now kicked out to Consigli. Gabby holding, he drops it for Emily Carney out top. Still no real shadows interfering. It's still just about 100% sunlit here at Piscini. With the move now is Julia Flynn. She can't go, and she'll backpedal out. So much similar styles, the two offenses, when they go into their structured play. Erin Peterson to the back line for Liza Kudish. Liza snips it out, charging through. The shot is wide, and Franklin will keep the possession. I believe that shot was by Flynn, and Franklin will have it first to the ball behind the goal line, and they'll put it in play. Sacchetti has it for the Panthers. Emily Carney. We've played almost over half of this overtime period. Here's Carney. Emily draws the double team, drops it for Flynn. Every possession so critical. Julia can't go, and she'll backpedal it out, keeps it to herself. Still charging in, Julia Flynn. Good defense by KP. Baseline, it's dropped. Ball is on the turf. The big turnover, still loose. Sacchetti picks it up. It's still loose. And now it's on the field. Who's going to get it? It's still loose. The ball is still loose, and it's now KP with it, but it's a foul on Franklin and a free start for KP. Here they come with 39 seconds to go in OT. This is the Warriors on the attacking zone. The shot there, and the save by Streisman on the blast by Lauren O'Bara. What a save by Streisman with 27 seconds to go in overtime. Franklin dominated play, then they dropped it, and the ball was loose. So many players with it, but coming out of the pack was O'Bara, and she chase downfield with it, and the save of the game by Maisie Streisman to keep this at 4-4 with 28.5 seconds to go in what we'll call the first overtime period. Timeout on the field. Now this time, instead of 2.8 seconds to go, Franklin will have the ball with 28.5 seconds to go. They couldn't do much with 2.8. They just killed the clock to send it to overtime. So to recap it, a long possession of about 2 minutes and 15 or 20 seconds for the Panthers. Then they dropped it, and then a scrum for the ball, and KP came out with it, and Obara almost tucked it home, but Streisman saves the game, at least for the moment, and we're still tied at 4. Good fans on hand representing both teams here. And Franklin will have it with 28.5 seconds to go. The Panthers were looking to find the best opportunity to score. They weren't just trying to kill the whole 3 minutes. They were looking to score, and then the ball was kicked down and it was free on the field. Several players could not secure it. But then the Streisman save really saved it for the Panthers. She goes back in goal. Franklin will have it deep in their own side with 28.5 seconds to go. So Streisman will pick it up just inside of her crease. Can Franklin advance it without losing it on a turnover? 28.5 left in the first OT. We're tied at 4. It was 3-3 at halftime, 4-4 after 3. And here we go. 28.5. Clock moving now. Sacchetti deep in her own end. And the ball is on the turf, but Franklin picks it up. Great play by Emily Carney. 15 seconds left. Carney to midfield and beyond. She drops it backwards. With it there is Nora McCallum. Now it comes out deep, and retreating into her back line is Liza Kudish in the first overtime period. Will end with that. Franklin couldn't make it happen in the final 28.9, and so we have another 3 minutes up on the board. So 4-4 after 1 OT. 3 minutes again. We'll see how long that they're going to shift sides, and I don't see any rest period here. We're going to continue playing. We're just going to shift sides of the field, and Streisman will go to your left, and Parrish will go to your right, and we're going to play the second OT. So it is 3-minute periods with no breaks, and no coaching available in between the breaks, in between the OT periods. Players had to stay in position on the field. Again, it's Emily Carney with the draw against Holmes. Big draw here for both teams, obviously. Carney wins it to herself. Carney takes it in front of the KP bench, and a whistle and a foul called, and Franklin will have the fresh start on the sidelines in front of the Warriors bench. Leger was in there, and referee sends her back. Is Katie Ryan in there along with Vera Hansen? It's Ryan to inbound it. She holds it, and she loses the ball. It's going to go to Leger and KP. KP, Alyssa Leger, and a whistle and a timeout called by Coach Courtney Webster of KP. So that took 36 seconds. Franklin lost it. There was a lot of traffic along the bench there in the front of the KP bench, and Franklin could not start it off smoothly. So they won the faceoff, but now they've lost the ball, and KP will go to work with 2:24 in the second OT. We're tied at 4. No goals in the whole fourth period, no goals in the first OT, and now we're in the second 3-minute segment. Franklin coach Kristen Igo-Garino gathering up with her players. Assistant coach John Layton there as well. Sticks in the air. Franklin ready to break huddle. They'll go on defense here. KP will have it to start off in their own zone. 2:24 left in the second OT. Maisie Streisman, can she come up big here in this OT? KP will have it just below midfield, and now they take it to midfield is McDevitt. Mackenzie McDevitt on the right out on the left side. She's going to hold it there, set up the play. They go behind the goal for Sammy Cloutier. Back out it comes. Now to the top for Abigail McDonald. Holmes cannot go. Down low, ball on the turf, and the players go down hard. Franklin will have it. Heavy contact. Taking a big spill there was, let's see here. Player lost her goggles. And for Franklin, that was Nora McCallum. But she won the ball, and Franklin will have it with 1:32 to go. Here come the Panthers, a chance to win it. The ball is turned over. Here comes Nicole McDonald. McDonald on the right side. She's going to come through. She cannot shoot. She takes it behind the goal. A turnover, and McDonald has it for KP. With 1:10 to go in the second OT. We're still tied at 4. Is Mackenzie McDevitt. Loops it for Brown. Out deep, back to McDevitt. To the top for Abigail McDonald. Back to McDevitt. 51 seconds left in the OT, the second OT. Baseline. Ball is tapped down. No whistle. And let's see who's going to get it. It's Franklin with it, with about 36 seconds to go. On the right out left is Ryan. Katie Ryan hustling upfield. Franklin with a chance to win. Ryan leaves it here on the charge coming through. Franklin not able to shoot is Julia Flynn. 20 seconds to go in the second OT. Franklin, can they get a good shot off? This is Ryan, baseline to Sacchetti. 10 seconds to go. Sophia spins through, comes through, ball, she shot, it's saved. And the clock is gonna wind out as KP has it. We're gonna go to a third overtime. Franklin with a chance. KP had a chance earlier, but then the ball on the turnover, and Franklin tried to score, but the save by Parrish, I believe she got a stick on it. And now, after the 2 overtime periods, we will have a 5-minute overtime break. We're into the third overtime. We're going to leave you and come back in about 4.5 minutes for the start of overtime period number 3. You're watching exciting Franklin High lacrosse with the score after 2 overtimes, Franklin 4 and KP 4. We'll be back in about 4 minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to Piscini Stadium. We're going to our third overtime period in girls lacrosse. And how would you have it any other way? The two teams were tied in the top of the Hockomock standings with 5-0 records. And here, after, 48 minutes plus 6 minutes, 54 minutes of play, we have 4 goals apiece. No goals have been scored since the third period. With 1:56, Gabby Consigli tied it. No goals in the fourth, no goals in the first OT, no goals in the second OT, and here we are in OT number 3. Again, 3 minutes, and I believe what they'll do, if there's no score after this, there will not be a break. They'll just switch sides and play the fourth OT. We're in sudden victory mode. It's Caitlin Carney to take the draw against Kelly Holmes. Franklin in the white, KP in the green and gold. Overtime period number 3. 3 minutes will be in this OT. Then we'll switch sides. Franklin going from right to left. KP going the other way. Emily Carney, can she get the face-off? Matt Merton, the official, has the ball teed up between the two pockets. Merton blows his whistle. Ball is in the air, going down hard, no call, and Franklin wins it. KP went down. This is Emily Carney. Emily Carney takes it into the offensive zone. How long will Franklin hold it? For Sophia Sacchetti. Back to Carney. Players have to be winded. This is the over 56 minutes of play, or close to it. It's the 57th minute right now. Kudish. Baseline. Ryan. Erin Peterson to Emily Carney. Franklin in no hurry. So they've knocked off 45 seconds of this OT. Carney around the screen, takes it through. She shoots. It's saved by Parrish. What a save by Caitlin Parrish. And we go on with KP with the ball. So Carney blasted one, but Parrish was right there to make the save. And here comes Parrish, launches one. On the right, it comes out to Sierra King. This is King towards midfield. 1:45 left in the third OT. The ball is loose on the turf. The battle for it, and it's won by Carney. Emily draws it back, and she puts it into the stick of the opponent to Sarah Brown. Brown upfield, coming through with some space is Nicole McDonald. The shot, the save by Streisman. The ball is on the turf. It bounces up. Still the struggle for it. Who's going to get it? It's going to be KP with it with 1:17 to go. What a save by Streisman. Now things slow down. Abigail McDonald for Holmes. Out to McDevitt. 1:02 left in the third OT. Abigail McDonald for Nicole McDonald. Abigail. Nicole. She charges through, draws a double team, backpedals it out. Now with it is Holmes. Holmes on the left wing. Abigail McDonald back to Holmes. 39 seconds to go in the third OT. Ball is on the turf. Franklin steals it. Coming out of the pack with it is Julia Flynn with 30 seconds to go. Flynn is hit hard. Let's see, it's going to be a penalty here. I believe Franklin will have a player up. Going out will be KP. They'll be in the penalty area. It's Mackenzie McDevitt, I believe. She goes out. It's hard to see the 18 versus the 19. It's either Holmes or McDevitt with 26 points. Oh, it is McDevitt. We get the official word. It's Mackenzie McDevitt. Here come the Panthers with 24 seconds to go. Player up. Kudish for Sarah Sacchetti. Sophia charging in. Time winding down. Sophia has the ball knocked away. It's on the turf and is picked up by no one. Whistle blows. It's KP ball with 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's the horn. We're going to a fourth overtime. I'm not sure if the penalty continues. I think it does. I think the Panthers will have 1 minute and 34 seconds on the power play to start the fourth OT. I do not, yes, the penalty is still up on the penalty to Mackenzie McDevitt. 1:34 left. Franklin will have a player advantage for 1:34 out of the 3 minutes of this fourth OT. Right now, they haven't put the 3 minutes up yet. It should go up soon. McDevitt in the penalty area. Franklin cannot huddle with their coaches, neither can KP. That's the rules of the odd number of overtimes. On the even number, they can, and there'll be a 5-minute break. But here in overtime number 4, it's 3 minutes. They'll switch sides, and Franklin now will be defending the opposite end. And it'll be a penalty advantage for Franklin. They'll be on the power play for the next 1:34 or until Franklin scores to win it, or if KP scores shorthanded, the game belongs to the visiting Warriors. What a matchup. No goals since the third period. So they have given the players a bit of a chance to get some energy, but they're not allowed to talk to their coaches. And the officials now trying to sort things out. They haven't started this as quickly as they started the overtimes between goal overtime 1 and 2. I get it. There's an injury on the field. That's the reason. I was wondering about that. And we have an injured player. Coach Kristen Igo-Garino is out there. I think it's Emily Carney for Franklin. And she's down. So that's the reason, as she is on her back at about the 15-yard line down to our left. I believe that's Emily Carney. Kristen Igo-Garino there. And I think trainer Jen is also attending to her. So we were wondering, why didn't they play the fourth OT right away? It's because of an injured player. But the players cannot go to their coaching staffs. So that's a little bit different. And now getting into a sitting position is the Franklin injured player. We think it's Emily Carney. Hasn't made her way all the way up to a standing position. Trainer Jen there, and she's in a lot of pain, grimacing, and she cannot stand up. So the fourth OT is delayed as we attend to this injury. Now making her way up with help is Emily Carney, and she's being basically carried off the field by trainer Jen and Kristen Igo-Garino, to the applause of all of the fans here at Piscini Stadium. Emily Carney cannot put any weight down. Being carried off. Emily Carney, such a key player for Franklin. It's her right leg. It's not touching the ground as she's being carried off. Walking a little bit on the left side. Cannot put any weight down on that right leg, right foot. She's going to the sidelines, carried off by coach and trainer Jen Edmonds. And she's going to make her way to the bench. And she's going to take a seat on the Franklin bench. All the players just standing. And here we go, overtime 4. Franklin will playing without one of their star players, Emily Carney. They have a power play for 1:34 of the 3-minute overtime. Sacchetti to take the draw, and she's going to take it against Kelly Holmes. Sophia Sacchetti, the junior, against Holmes, the senior. 3 minutes in overtime 4. We're tied at 4. Franklin on the player up situation. Sacchetti and Holmes with the face-off. Referee is Matt Merton. Silence over Piscini Stadium. Dead silence. The ball is in the air, and it is controlled by KP. Now it's knocked out, and Flynn steals it. Julia Flynn did the job, and she puts it on the floor. A foul called, and Franklin will have a fresh start with 2:43 to go. 1:15 left on the overtime, on the penalty to McDevitt. And clock moving. Franklin will get the reset. Clock is still moving, and the penalty minute seconds are ticking away. Here's Flynn. She starts. 1 minute left on the penalty. 2:20 left in the period. This is Sacchetti. To Flynn. Julia, upfield it comes to Vera Hansen. For Kudish. Franklin on the power play for another 40 seconds. Erin Peterson behind the net. No Emily Carney to help in this situation. The cross for Flynn. She drops it and picks it up and gets it back out deep to Sacchetti. For Hansen, 23 on the power play. 1:48 on the clock. Coming through with it, holding it is Consigli. She cannot shoot. Gabby gets it over on the right side. Drops it is Vera Hansen. She picks it up. Hansen charging through. Gets it over. 5 seconds left on the penalty to McDevitt. To Kudish. In front. Peterson, her shot is wide, and Franklin will have it, but the penalty is up with 1:20 to go. The teams are at even strength. Franklin in the offensive zone, still with the possession. It's Consigli. 1:07 to go in the period. The OT, fourth. In front, the turnaround shot, and the score by Gabby Consigli. Gabby Consigli wins it for Franklin. 5-4 in the fourth OT. It comes with 59 seconds left in the fourth OT. Gabby Consigli gives Franklin the victory, and they win it 5-4. Consigli, as the teams were at even strength, came through and worked hard in front of the net and put it home. And Franklin is undefeated at 6-0 in the Hawk, 6-4 overall. And KP goes to 5-1 in the Hawk, 7-4 overall. What a game. It took 4 overtimes. That's 12 extra minutes. We played just about an hour of field of lacrosse here from Piscini Stadium, and the Panthers go on with a big victory over a game, and very evenly played game at that. The KP Warriors put up a great match. It's all over. I'd like to thank you fans for tuning in. I'd like to thank our producer, our director, our camera operator, our technologist, Meredith Robertson, among the first to arrive and the last to leave. This is Pete Roy saying so long from Piscini Stadium on the beautiful Franklin High campus on a beautiful day in girls lacrosse. The final score for the final time, Franklin 5 and KP 4. Till next time, so long, neighbors.